I'm going to take a pound out of this big 8-pound package, and I'm going to show you how I cook my pinto beans. So 1 pound of dry beans is 2 cups. So, and it'll make 6 cups of beans when it's cooked. So the first thing I do is get out a cookie sheet, and y'all know I do this for the parchment paper. Spread all these out, and all I'm going to be doing is looking for dirt, trash, little pieces of anything, dark beans that may not be perfect, little cracked beans. I don't see any rocks in here, so that's a pretty good deal. These are not washed when they're picked. There's usually, especially in some brands, there are rocks, and I take out any of the little dark beans that are split or just don't look good. I take all those out. I do not see any rocks in here. So you'll find just a few little pieces that you want to take out, and that's why we spread it on the cookie sheet. There's one that's got, it's not bad. These are good. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take this parchment paper and try to gather it all up, and I'm gonna pour it in this colander, just like that. There's some that are left in there. So this is a pound of pintos. It's 2 cups dry, 6 cups when it's cooked, and it's about 12 or 13 servings. I think they base a serving on 1/4 of a cup. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rinse these pinto beans off and make sure all the dirt and everything's off of them. I'm going to fill my pot with water, and I'm going to put them in this pan. And I probably do it about 3/4 of the way full. All we're doing here is we're going to put a lid on this and let it sit here and soak overnight. Want to save money? Here you go, dry beans. It's the most economical way to fix beans, and there's so much you can do with them. Okay, I've had these beans overnight soaking. That is the easiest way to cook pinto beans. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drain them in a colander. You don't ever want to cook your beans in the water that they were soaked in. There is a substance in pinto beans. The word starts with an O. It's a sugary substance that causes gas, to be honest. It causes discomfort in your body. When you soak these, it removes a lot of that gas. There's 2 other ways to do this. You can, besides soaking it overnight, which is the easiest by far. The second way is to put the beans, go through the process of picking out the rocks and the trash and washing your beans, and then put your beans in a pot, cook them for a couple of minutes, and let them sit an hour, maybe even 2 hours. The third way is a little more complicated, but it really assures that you get most of that gas out of the beans. And that is to boil your beans for a couple of minutes, rinse the beans, and you do that 3 times. And then drain them, draining in between, and then drain them for the last time, and then cook them. These were soaked overnight. They are swelled up. They're full of the water, and this is the way I normally do it. Sometimes you'll see a little white, it's a sprout, but some people think it's a worm, and it's not a worm, it's a bean sprout. It comes from inside the bean, and they are fine to be in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in my crock pot, and I'm going to cook these all night long on low, and I'm going to go ahead and season these. I'm going to season these with a little bacon grease and salt and pepper to taste. There are so many things you can do with pinto beans. I made a canning video that's coming up, and I told about 14 or 15 ways that you can serve pinto beans. It's an amazing source of protein. It's mine and Sweet Hunter's one of our favorite meals is beans and cornbread. You throw some fried potatoes in there and you got us. Right, Sweet Hunter? That's right. And we love it. And it's a simple meal to fix. I'm going to show you how simple this is. This is my mom's crock pot, by the way. I'm just putting my rinsed beans, drained and rinsed beans, in the crock pot. I'm covering them with water. Now I will add some bacon grease to this and salt and pepper, and then I'm going to bed. And these will work while I'm asleep. I love a crock pot. It's my secret weapon. I can put something on at night and have it ready tomorrow. Here I'm putting the bacon grease in it and the salt and pepper. But you can add olive oil if you want to. You can do anything to season it. You can put a ham bone in there. That would be really good. You can even add ham in it. And a lot of times I'll fry up a piece of bacon or two and season it that way. Pintos are ready. Cornbread, onions, and green tomato pickles. It's gonna be good. This is how we serve pinto beans. Sometimes we do fried potatoes with them, but most of the time it's just a bowl of beans and cornbread. There are many ways to cook pinto beans or any dry beans. You can cook them in the Instant Pot, you can cook them on top of the stove, or do like me, cook them in the crock pot while you're sleeping. It just doesn't get any better than this. Pinto beans and cornbread. Oh my goodness. Thank y'all for watching, and y'all go cook something.